You don't want to dress up, don't dress up. You want to dress down, dress down. But man, if you want to do this, do it. Good morning and blessings to you. Today is a fresh beginning, an open invitation to step into your truth, your purpose, and your unique essence. Did you hear that? Your unique essence. Today's morning blessing is titled, Describe Yourself to Yourself. Let's begin with a moment of silence. As usual, breathe in and release. Again, really deeply. And slowly exhale it. And if you need, when I do, I close my eye when I do that. I close my eye in the morning while I'm doing my stretches. I do not even open my eye to look at what I'm doing. I just know the movements. I stretch for 35 minutes and I close my eyes through the whole thing. So, we just centered ourselves. Now ask, who am I? We asked that question yesterday, but that sent a lot, or yesterday or the day before, I can't remember. That's the day before. That sent a lot of people into the tizzy. I like what Marina said, that mockers are just not in tune with themselves. That's unfortunate. I love that. I wish I had that answer. Well, it is as it is for that person. That is what I said. Good morning. And so here we are. That's not just a question. It's a profound spiritual exploration. Most of us quickly answer, as usual. We talked about our job title, our role in the family, but let's go deeper than that. Strip away what you do and describe who you are. The mockers are just not in tune with themselves. That's unfortunate. We have to be in tune with ourselves. So, self-description is a spiritual practice. It is a spiritual practice. This isn't about ego or boasting. It's about truth. If you struggle to find the words, and I use struggle, it's okay, purposely. But my favorite word, if it is a challenge for you to find the words, it's okay. Many of us have been conditioned not to see our greatness. We've been told, don't brag. Stay humble. You are not special. But you know you are. You are unique. You are amazing. You are beautiful. And you are spectacular. You are that. And once I remember telling somebody, I know all my faults. My responsibility is not to tell them to you. My responsibility is to be who I came on earth to be. Remember when I said, this lady said to me yesterday, what would I change about my life? And I did not hesitate, because I've already answered that question 2,999 times. And I said, no, nothing. Because if I changed, go back, or if I could change anything about my life, I wouldn't be here. I needed all these experiences to land me here, talking with her. She had nothing to say. Because we have to remember, we are special. Our journey isn't going to be the same. So when they say don't brag and stay humble, you're not special. You know why they're telling you that? Because man, your light is so bright. Because you are so much. I love it when they say you're just too much. Oh my goodness, share me with somebody else. That is what I answer. When somebody said, Tessa-Marie, you're just too much, I say, I am. And in that case, if you find me too much, give somebody a cup full of me. Hand it over to somebody else. So when somebody says to you, because you're being you, oh, so-and-so, you're just too much over there. You're always doing this. I know. And the smile can just disarm human beings. Don't get angry. Admit it. You know you're too much. You get up at 8 o'clock to come and watch a crazy woman who is 79 and thinks she's 22. All right? So you are too much. You know you are too much. So when people tell you you're just too much, say, yeah, I know, but since you know I'm too much, hand the cup full of me to somebody else. They have no answer to that. And they still know they really think you're too much. And they're choking on their own too muchness. So people like me don't make a difference. They love to tell you that. They tell you to set that. They said, our family will never get past this. But what if describing yourself truthfully is one of the most humble things you can do? It is, You admit all your perfect imperfections, like Marina said. Your flawlessness. Too much is just a cup full of goodness. Yeah, hand it over. You don't like it? Give it to them. I remember feeding Vanessa, my daughter, and not feeding her, but she was at the table and she wouldn't eat and she didn't want to eat. And I said, and that was a mistake, but I didn't know better. I said, there are people starving in Africa. She said, well, here it is. Take it and send it to them. She didn't want it. Too much, right? She didn't want it. So you get your answers years later to deal with. So let's go through some of the self-limiting statements I often hear. I hear them. People like me don't make a difference. People tell me that one young woman who was born in this country, educated in this country, I don't know her education, she said it. It sent shivers down my spine. I am stupid, she said. And I looked at it and I go, whoa, powerful statement with I am at the top of it. And then my talents are mediocre. Oh, well, I can sew a little, I can cook a little. That's mediocre. I am not smart enough, like that young lady. I shouldn't show off. But you're alive. You are on show. Shakespeare reminded us of that. He said the world is a stage and we are all actors. The world is a stage and we are all actors, and we need to give our best performance every day. And if your best performance is going to make somebody believe you are a cup too full, ask them to pour it into the cup of another human being. Even going to lunch with your friend, you should make sure the morsels of the food saturate your inside of your mouth, each bit of it. When you go to Europe, they talk about, they're so calm and they're so this, but they want us to eat in North America like we're a bunch of cowboys and horses holding the rein and eating. And that's good. Then you're like everybody else. No, you're not. You love to sit. You are that person that likes to set the table, put the crystal. Just talk to Yuko and I about crystals. We broke crystal glasses, not intentionally, but we came to a conclusion. Why are they in the cabinet? The emperor is no longer coming. We realized neither president, premiers, or whatever they are, prime ministers are coming to visit us. We started using the glasses and they broke and they broke. And guess what? We are down to regular glasses unless we go shopping for more crystals, and maybe we'll boil one day. But that's what I mean. I am not smart enough. It's stupid to say that. You are smart. I shouldn't show off. What if others judge me? That is the one it just throttles anybody over 40. That's the generation that was really punked to behave, to be nice. That was the generation that people want you to be nice. So they said, what if people are going to see you? I love the one, Remember the one our mother told us that, hey, you need to make sure you have clean underwear just in case you have an accident. And they take you to the hospital. What? Oh, you think that's what they're going to check on? No, mother, no. But that's what they believe. So let's respond to each of these through the lens of the 5 pillars. The people like me don't make a difference. That is what they say to you. So you repeat it. You say, my talents are mediocre. I am not smart enough. I shouldn't show off. What if others judge me? Emotional prosperity. Let's be real. The opinions of others can paralyze us. Yes, it can. Marina says, I'm like that. Never make a fuss when things break. Better a dish than my body. I know, When something falls in my house, I look at it and I go, oh, that's where you want to be. You want to land? Stay there. And when I come back, I'll pick it up. I remember one Christmas Eve, Steve across the street came over with a glass of wine. And he he's sitting there, and we're all there getting organized, the children, and his glass of wine spill, and everybody. I said, you know what, just leave it. So he's already half into it, and he's trying to. I said, you know, Steve, just sit. I'll get you another glass, which he promptly dropped. That's when Brian said, enough is enough. I'm going to pick up this glass. Steve, go downstairs. So we have those things happening in our life, and we forget about them. But today, I desire that you hear me loud and clear. You are not living their life. That is so important. The opinions of others can paralyze us, but you're not living their life. Their opinions belong to them. I keep saying that. They don't pay your bills, which is the old-fashioned thing. They said, well, they didn't give me permission to turn on the stove this morning. They do not walk in your shoes. They do not know how comfortable your cold hand shoes are. They do not know, how amazing. You look at my sister Marina, and she would have, what is the one, don't you remember? The heels were that long, her favorite, Chanel, and all those shoes, and her perfume was intoxicating. So when she died, I told them to lather her with all her body creams and Chanel that she liked, and put those shoes on. She wouldn't go anywhere without them. But people criticized them. She wore those things and she was tall. My brother Norman looked at her one day in Dominica walking in potholes with 6-inch heels, and he goes, I just wish my sister would just wear something flat, because I keep thinking she's going to fall. She never did fall. But she did it. She left a mark. When we went to the hotel, the lady said, oh, we're so sorry to hear about your sister. Oh, she was so this and she was so that. And they spent 15 minutes talking about, this lady said she had a pain on her shoulder, and my sister was a nurse, so she just pressed it. And she said it shoot right through, and then the pain disappeared. But they didn't remember. My neighbors haven't forgotten her coming out in the morning, wrapped in the sheet on the bed in which she was sleeping, and sitting on the porch sipping tea. And she's just covered in the sheet that was on the bed. But she left those things. And that's what you are. I couldn't do that. You cannot do that. I might, but you can't. And so this is what we are. We cannot let other people's opinion prevent her. And I'm so glad they didn't, because her time was short. Her candle was burning fast and bright. The opinions belong to them. They don't pay your bill. So why are you giving them the power? Or they don't breathe with your lungs. You have to manage that yourself. So why give them the power to shape your identity? Let go of the need to impress and choose instead to express yourself. This is a world of expression. They have machines that are expressing, but they don't want you to express. It doesn't seem to make sense. They want you to stay behind. And their opinion, that lady that mocks the idea that I talk about, the guardian angel, she's never been facing hell on the highway in the snowstorm and seeing the plow coming, and the man can't control the plow. She didn't experience it, but Archangel Michael said, not today. You are not going to hit her with your plow. And he stepped in front. That's all I know. I have no idea yet. She mocks the angels, but she doesn't know what it is to be walking with 2 children in a stroller, and the sleet and the snow from the trucks going by is hitting in their faces. And when you couldn't take it anymore, you said, oh God, help me, guardian angel, help me. And you found yourself with the key in your hand going through the lock. And that's all you remember. You don't remember the rest of the way home. And you tell me you want to mock the guardian angel. That's your business. You do it, but your mocking is not going to stop me. If you're looking for someone to be a speaker at any of your events that you're planning, get in touch with me. My email address is right here. And you can contact me, and I would love to give you more about making life choices to you, or any of the topic on living a fulfilled life. Have a great day. From making sure that when the going gets tough, I say, hey Joyce, where are you? I need you to take this over. The songwriter says, Jesus, take the wheel. What do you think they were talking about? They couldn't take it. And people want to tell you what to do. Your wisdom is uniquely yours. So your mental prosperity is self-belief. I say, You're smart as you allow yourself to be. You don't need degrees or titles to be wise. That wisdom, that wiseness. Mental prosperity is about curiosity, growth, and creativity. Do not solve problems. Have you adapted to change? Then you are intelligent, period. Do you solve your problems? Do you adapt to the change that's happening around us? Look at the change in the feminine body. They're now realizing men have changes too, but they keep it under wraps because their flipping muscles are so tight they cannot feel anything. They're like a piece of concrete. So do you solve your own problems? Have you adapted to change? Realize, hey, this is where it's going. Then you are intelligent, period. Nobody is going to tell you you're not intelligent. Your wisdom is uniquely yours. Embrace it. Hello, Marina said. Yes, my Aunt Marina was always dressed immaculate. You had no idea. No, Marina said, no, you have another Marina in your life. This one is not a fashion forward. Yeah, I know, and different people. Your wisdom is uniquely yours. Embrace it. Physical prosperity, showcase yourself. Showcase yourself. There's two Marinas. One was a fashionista from day one. This woman never learned to sew. I did. And I'll tell you what she did. I had an outfit I made and I was going out. I was telling Dawn about it yesterday. And you know how you're getting ready, you spread everything on your bed, and she had a plan I didn't know. I went in the shower, she went in my bedroom, put my outfit on, and took off. I came in and my dress was gone. So I went to my mom. She said, well, I saw Marina living with it. I thought you gave it to her. I said, really? I took a day and a half to make this dress and I'll give it to her. But I didn't get mad. I just had to get even. So when she was coming home, I stayed upstairs. I watched her and I just dumped a whole bucket of dirty water on her head. She was not impressed, but that felt good at the time. I shouldn't have, but I did. And it's okay. That's being myself. So physical prosperity. Showcase yourself. You say, I shouldn't show up. Let's reframe that. I choose to show up. You're not showing up. You are showing up. That's what you are. You're being there. You're leaning in. Right? You're taking your seat at the table. You're not timid. But you're afraid of the opinion, so you go. And when you do that, your physical features change. Your blood goes and it just tightens up. Your arteries, and you wonder why you're in constant pain and you have a headache. Somebody asked me, do you get headaches, Tessa-Marie? I said, no, I swear too much for that. I let it out, so headaches just, what's the point? She's not going to respond to us. She's going to swear us out of herself. So let's reframe that. I shouldn't show off. I choose to show up. Showcasing yourself isn't vanity, it is visibility. You look in the mirror and what you see you like, you put it and you go with it. If you don't like it, you change it. You embrace. Did you see Jane Fonda the other day? Stepping in a pair of nice white laced up sneakers. You couldn't beat her for her dressing. But today in her 80s, she is wearing sneakers with a nice outfit on. Change. She embraced it. My body changed. I still want to look nice, so I'm going to get those white sneakers and lace it up. You want to join me? Let's be comfortable in those shoes. Somebody will criticize. I'm sure they did. You think that's going to stop this woman? No, it won't. Nothing ever stopped her. So look at those kind of people. You are living, you are breathing. You're a beautiful creation. Hiding your gifts doesn't serve anyone. Think of a tree that refuses to bloom out of fear someone might not like the flowers. That's absurd. You guys know I showcase my garden. I have a short reel. I'm going to put it out today. Can you believe those rose bushes decide today I am not going to have any blooms? Because I don't want the neighbors to say there's so many blooms in Tessa's backyard. They don't. They bring people to the edge of the fence so they can watch it because they enjoy that. But I'm sure there are others that ask me, and tell me, how come the rose bush is 6 foot tall at the front of your house? I don't know. Talk to the sun and the rose bush. They are showcasing themselves. The sun is on it all day, and it looks like a big ball of red. And that's the rose bush doing its thing. You think I can go there with all those suns and say, hey, you behave, you come down. Somebody complained about your size. You're not on the sidewalk. But no, we don't do that. So shine, dress up, speak up, be present, claim your space. You don't want to dress up, don't dress up. You want to dress down, dress down. But man, if you want to do this, do it. I am so happy I could tell you about my sister. She didn't know how to not dress up. That was who she was. So she dressed up. And that's the memory she left us. Thank God for that. No, because we have that. So there you go. So shine, dress up, speak up, be present, claim your space. Spiritual prosperity, they take that man to kill us, to keep us down, recognizing your gifts. You say, my talents are mediocre. That's what they made you do. But the spirit that created you doesn't make anything mediocre. Every talent is divine. Your voice, your way of comforting others, your cooking, your listening skills, these are all sacred gifts. Your presence to help and assist your children and your grandchildren, your friends and your neighbor, to hold the hand of somebody. Yesterday, Loretta called me with 2 bad news. My cousin Carl, who is older than me, passed away. And then my schoolmate, Amma Harris, passed away. And she talked to me. She thought we were related, but we were just really close, Amma and I. So that's what I mean. I listened to that. I heard it. She called to tell me, and she understood it would hurt, especially those 2, one at a time. Then when I told Dawn, she said her schoolmate passed away in Florida. So, and as you know, jamais deux sans trois. The French always say, jamais deux sans trois. Things comes in threes, never 2 without a third. That's what it means. So the third was there. So, but the spirit that created you doesn't deal in mediocre. Every talent is divine. Your voice, your way of comforting others, like calling Francine, Amma's sister, and talking with her, calling Rosemary, Carl's wife, and having a conversation with her. Your cooking, your listening, these are all sacred gifts. And just like muscles, talents grow with use. Don't judge your chapter 1 against somebody else's chapter 20. Keep growing, keep offering. So listen to me. So, you started your journey. It's like that man that I coached. He made some choices. He had a baby right out of high school. His friend, right out of high school, went to medical school. So 21 years later, he's telling me we went to school together. And he's a doctor making over $300,000 and more a year. And I am not. And I said, you cannot compare yourself to him. You made some choices and decisions that affected how you live your life today. And that is what it is. So do not compare your chapter 1 to somebody that is on chapter 20. You're only going to be frustrated. And that is something we have to discuss also. You have to realize the choices you make today determines the life you live tomorrow, good or bad or ugly. Choices affects our every move. So, when you look at things, you just have to keep going. So financial prosperity. People like me never make it. That's the one. That's what you said. You said, people like me don't make an impact. What does people like me even mean? That statement comes from scarcity thinking, not prosperity. There is nobody like you. You're the only one. Even if you are identical twins, you're still the only one. People like me, who is that? There's not a whole bunch like you. You are you. You choose to be wealthy. When you hear money, do not hide yourself under a sackcloth or go under. It gives you the opportunity to have experiences you wouldn't normally have if you didn't have it. Even if it's just to go out to dinner. And so the lobster and the this and the that is a $60 meal and you can afford it with your friend. You sit, you enjoy it. what financial prosperity will do for you. You're experiencing this thing. So you are that kind of person. You can and you will make a difference if you believe it. Start that business. Learn the skill. Offer the service. Teach others what you know. Every prosperous soul on earth started by simply believing they could. What the man said, Henry Ford, I think he said, if you believe you will, you will. If you believe you won't, you won't. I don't know which of them. I have so many of them in my head, I can't keep them up. But you have financial prosperity. You do not need to go through the eye of a camel of a needle to go to get it. You can get it on earth. People can be mean with money and people can be mean without money. So what is that? Don't tell me rich people are mean, because I have experiences. People that have less than you are also mean. So come on, choose you, be yourself, describe yourself to yourself. Who am I? A prosperous you is a true you. So ask your again, lovingly and boldly, can you describe yourself to yourself? Do it with pride. Do it with love. Do it with reverence for the journey you have walked. That is why I told the woman yesterday, if I changed anything, I couldn't be having this conversation with her, because I changed it. I changed. I wouldn't be here. But the journey I was on to come to here, is that what is enabling me to be who I am right now. You are a beautiful and soul wrapped in human skin. That's all it is. It's a shell. You are a collection of triumphs, scars, gifts, and wisdom. That's why you cannot change. And if you change the past, the future will not be what it is. Neither is the present. Not the future. The present moment will not be what it is. You are a reflection of divine prosperity in motion. Yes, you are. Write it down. Speak it aloud. Reflect on it. And every time you doubt, a doubt comes up, remember, you already answered the question. You are you. And that is more than enough. So, you are you. You cannot be me. You cannot start your journey today and expect to get to the end of the journey because somebody else did it. Look at your steps. Watch your action. Make choices for you. Make choices to showcase you. When somebody puts you down, you stand up and say, no, you don't do that to me. You have to make sure I am who I am. That is your responsibility. So, ever since I read the water book, I never get headaches. Oh, you see what I mean? We are talking about so much on this show that I sometimes forget that, I don't know where it is right now, it's somewhere around here. Your body many cries for water. You are not sick, you're thirsty. Marina said, ever since I read that book, I never get headaches. People do not realize a simple thing, a few glasses of water every day makes a huge difference to your life. It's a change. I was talking to my girlfriend, Colleen, and I said to her, Colleen, our body changes. And when it changes, we have to be aware. The foods we were able to eat and gallop. Can you remember how much you ate? How many glasses of wine we all had? And we were up the next day, and they would say, like in Dominica, we have Mardi Gras, so carnival time, pre-Lent, pre-Ash Wednesday. You party, you find 2 weeks of it. Nobody's complaining. But my parents expect you Wednesday morning to be at church at 5:30 a.m., but you just did Mardi Gras, which is Tuesday morning. You did it all night. You came home at 2. They don't care. You have to go to church and get your ashes on your forehead. And they don't care. But no, we cannot do that, can we? Some of you can. Some of you, a lot of my followers are between 20 and 44. You guys can do that. Yes, you can. But be prepared when your body says, not today. We are taking a break. Go drink some water. You had enough wine. But you have to have the experiences of having had the wine and the this and the enjoyment, whatever it is you love, that you did it. And then when you're sitting down and you can't have it, it's the memories that keep you afloat. And I told that to Kathleen once. I said to her, your job is to create memories for your daughter Monroe. You have to give her the memories. So if the going gets tough, she can just see the memories and say, good. I remember when I said to my mom, I wanted Barbie Christmas wrapping paper to wrap my gifts. She went to Timbuktu. I said, you have to find it. Don't come crying to me. I said, no, go find it. You give it to her. Because it's the memory that sustains us when something is pinching, when the shoe is too tight, when a choice or decision we made is affecting us in the moment. It's the memories that keeps us afloat. I remember Brian on Christmas Eve driving all the way from Toronto to Hamilton because there was one store in Hamilton that had a Nintendo that Michael just had to have. Christmas Eve, an hour and 15-minute driving in one direction to get a Nintendo because he said, I don't want him to go to school. And everybody had Nintendo at Christmas and he didn't have one. And off he went. Then Michael is pulling his leg as a teenager, standing on the porch. Somebody's child, much younger, 5, but this boy is 17, is in a little motorized car and he goes, oh, what did he say? I was something child. I was a neglected child or this, whatever. I never had one of those. And Brian looks at me and goes, why didn't we buy him one? I said, you know something? You have to stop letting these people pull your string. I was a deprived child, because this little boy is peddling away. You wouldn't want it. You would break it if one slap. But anyway, I digress. But this is what I'm saying. We have to create memories now of who we are, what we enjoyed. So when we're sitting in our rocking chair, I don't know if I want to get one of those, and we're going to sit there, we're going to remember. I remember dancing until noon. I remember dancing in 6-inch heels, and it felt so good. And that's what it's all about. Describe yourself to yourself. You're amazing, beautiful, and you're spectacular. No matter what somebody says, their opinion of you is not going to make you into somebody else unless you allow it. It can paralyze you, but damn it, if you decide it's not going to paralyze me, get up and sing. Get up and dance like King David danced. Even if he didn't have rhythm, at least when Yul Brynner did it, he was just stomping on the ground. So you go stomp, because the world needs to hear you. Have a wonderful and amazing day, and see you tomorrow. Do I have an amazing one for tomorrow?